Welcome to Reddit Echoes, the place where real-life stories full of drama, emotion, and sometimes shock are told with raw honesty and vivid detail. In life, each of us carries untold stories, hidden secrets, and experiences only we truly understand. Here you'll hear from ordinary people facing extraordinary situations, from family conflicts and complicated romances to dark secrets lurking beneath seemingly perfect relationships. Every story is an emotional journey filled with surprises that might startle you, ignite anger, or move you to tears. But above all these are stories of life itself, real, sometimes bitter, yet full of strength and valuable lessons. Get ready to dive into the most authentic stories, unforgettable experiences, and feel the full spectrum of human emotion through every word. If you love honest, gripping content and aren't afraid to face harsh truths, hit subscribe and ring the notification bell so you never miss a new Reddit Echoes video. Now let's begin with our very first story. Story 1. My best friend stole my privacy and betrayed my trust. Hi everyone, I'm Lynn, 29 years old, and today I want to share with you a story that has broken my heart, made me angry, but I feel compelled to tell so people can understand the truth behind baseless rumors. My boyfriend John and I have been together for nearly 5 years. He's not only my partner but also my closest friend, someone who understands me down to the smallest details. He helped me open a new chapter in life, making me feel more confident about myself. The story began about a year ago when John and I started exploring a new aspect of our relationship, recording our intimate moments. But this wasn't just about capturing memories or sharing with others. It was a fetish we called limp sleeping, a kind of fantasy related to intimacy while I'm asleep. John understood me very well. He willingly helped create videos and photos capturing these special moments, and we kept these private just for us. This made me feel comfortable, accepted, and unconditionally loved. Those pictures brought me more happiness than anything I'd experienced before. But then things took a wrong turn. An old close friend of mine, Sarah, did something I never expected. She, someone I once trusted, secretly accessed John's phone, stole my private photos and videos, and shared them with a group of mutual friends. Sarah didn't just share casually. She deliberately exaggerated the story, twisting those images into evidence that John was abusing me, that he was a sick person, and I was a victim being exploited. Within days, rumors spread throughout our friend group, turning me into the center of gossip and criticism. People even called my father, and the police were invited to investigate. I felt betrayed, hurt to my core. I couldn't believe my best friend could do this to me. I decided to stand up for myself and John. I reported to the police, explained everything clearly, and provided evidence from phone search history and conversations about my fetish. Although at times they didn't quite understand the complexity, the police eventually agreed Sarah's actions were illegal. I also hired a lawyer to send a cease and desist letter demanding Sarah delete all the illegally shared photos and videos. The law was on my and John's side. Sarah was criminally charged with intentionally destroying our privacy. I spent a lot of time, energy, and emotions to overcome this betrayal. My relationships with mutual friends fractured, and I had to publicly reveal personal matters I never wanted to share just to prove my innocence. However, I learned that trust is the most precious thing in life, and once lost, recovery is never easy. My story isn't just a personal scandal, but a warning for everyone about protecting privacy in the digital age and not rushing to judge someone based on unverified rumors. If you're going through privacy issues, don't hesitate to speak up, seek legal help, and lean on your loved ones. I hope my story helps people understand that behind every shared image or viral story, there might be a real tragedy of a person. If you like this story, please like and subscribe to support me in sharing more true, heartfelt, and emotional stories. See you in the next videos. Story 2. The battle between stepmom and stepdaughter, when mother-daughter love becomes an endless war. I am a mother, a wife and a woman who once believed that family is a place for love and protection. But I was wrong. My name is Anna, I'm 38 years old, and I have 6 children: Lizzie 16, Haley 14, Mark 10, Jada 9, Alan 6, and Toby 4. The 2 eldest daughters, Lizzie and Haley, are from my previous marriage, while the 4 younger ones are with my current husband. Since Lizzie was born, I never felt the intense love I imagined I would. It wasn't that I didn't love her, but there was an emotional distance and indifference that I couldn't overcome. I thought the feelings would come with time, like my mother told me she had with me. But no, the feeling never came. When I met my current husband, we built a new family together. I was very happy with my children and husband, but Lizzie seemed unable to accept the new man in my life. She deeply hated him to the point she couldn't share a room with him unless I was there. We tried our best to mend their relationship. We took Lizzie and my husband to family therapy, trying to create a harmonious atmosphere, but all efforts were in vain. The tension in our home grew worse over the years and peaked when Mark was suspended for fighting at school. He said he was defending himself, and I believed him, but no matter what, fighting was not something I wanted. When my husband and I scolded Mark, Lizzie stepped in and confronted us rudely, even insulting both of us. Things escalated to the point I called my ex-husband to come pick her up and demanded Lizzie leave my house immediately. Lizzie stayed there for a long time, and now she wants to reconcile with the family. But I have changed. I no longer want to keep in touch with her. I feel exhausted and hurt. I love my other children, but the tension and hostility Lizzie brings have deeply hurt my family. I know this will cause controversy. Some will say I'm a bad mother. Others will call Lizzie rebellious. But this is the truth, and I don't know what to do next. There are sleepless nights when I wonder if I'm wrong, if I'm too harsh. But looking at the never-ending tension between Lizzie and the family, I cannot stop feeling tired and disappointed. My husband stands by me. He understands the pressure I endure. But sometimes I wonder if the truth is that Lizzie cannot accept me because I'm not her biological mother. I tried my best to make her feel loved, but it seems it wasn't enough. And now, when she wants to reconnect, I feel I no longer have the strength to continue. Lizzie writes letters wanting to talk and make peace, but I remain silent. I don't reply to those messages. Maybe I'm too hurt. Family, friends, and online communities have mixed reactions. Some sympathize with my exhaustion and pain, while others criticize me for not wanting to maintain a relationship with my stepdaughter. I began questioning my responsibilities as a mother and wife, and whether I'm doing the right thing. My story has no simple answers. It's not a fairy tale with a happy ending. It's the story of a mother torn between love and tension, of an imperfect family, with wounds too deep to heal easily. I share this story so people understand that in life, things don't always go as hoped. Family love isn't always smooth, and sometimes the truth hurts more than anything. If you're facing difficult family situations, remember, you're not alone. Seek help, and don't let the pain drag on. Thank you for listening to my story. Story 3. When marriage slips away, my husband used someone else to sleep with me. My name is Mai, 34 years old. My husband Hung and I have been married for 8 years and have a 4-year-old son. We used to have a seemingly perfect marriage, but harsh reality hit me, making me feel deeply betrayed. It all started about a year ago when I realized my husband was becoming increasingly distant and cold toward me. He always found reasons to avoid intimacy and contact. At first, I thought it was just a difficult phase, work stress, or normal pressure. I was patient, trying to care for him more, hoping our relationship would heal. But things only got worse. One day, I stumbled upon a strange message on his phone, a conversation with a woman I had never heard of, very intimate and somewhat too familiar. When I confronted him, he dodged the question, saying she was just a co-worker on a project. But my gut never settled. Then one day I found a horrifying clue. He didn't just have an affair, but had hired another woman to sleep with me while I was asleep. It sounded crazy and unbelievable, but I saw photos and videos of it saved on his phone. At first, I couldn't believe it. Why would my husband do something so awful? I thought it was the ultimate insult and betrayal. But it turned out to be a kink of mine, a fetish he called that, and all those pictures and videos were made for me to watch while awake. He thought it would please me, make our love more special. But none of my friend's family or even I at that time understood it. Then a close friend of mine, Sarah, who was also a friend of his, betrayed our trust. She secretly accessed those private photos and videos, then shared them with a group of mutual adult friends. She claimed she did it to protect me, but in reality she wanted to ruin our relationship to pursue my husband. I felt betrayed more than ever, exposed and stabbed in the back by the person I trusted the most. I tried explaining to friends and family, but no one believed me. They looked at my husband with suspicion, even labeling him a sexual abuser, while I was the only one who knew the truth. I had to go alone to the police station to report the incident and protect both my husband's and my rights. It took a lot of time for the police and legal system to understand the complexity of the case, as the laws here are complicated and not easy to grasp. My lawyer, an old friend of my father, provided free support throughout the process. We sent demands to remove the images and videos online and simultaneously sued Sarah for invasion of privacy. I spent a lot of money registering copyrights for those images and videos to prove they belonged to me and my husband. I created a website posting those images to notify copyrights and warn people not to share them. All of this disrupted our lives. I lost privacy, my husband suffered undeserved reputational damage, and we faced societal suspicion. However, after all these hardships, we stood by each other and overcame everything. Our relationship grew stronger despite many challenges. I learned that true love isn't always perfect, but is about how you face and overcome difficulties together. I share this story here not to seek pity or justify myself, but to tell those who might be going through similar situations that you are not alone. Be strong, protect yourself and your loved ones, and never let selfish, malicious people control your life. If you follow my story and want to know how we cope with the days ahead, I will share more in the next parts. Thank you for listening, or thank you for taking the time to listen to these honest, heartfelt, and deeply moving stories here at Reddit Echoes. Each story is more than just a personal experience. It reflects pieces of our own lives, the pain, the betrayal, the hope, and the strength to rise again after every fall. If you found these stories meaningful, please help share this video so more people can understand and empathize. Don't forget to leave your thoughts, share your own stories, or suggest topics you'd like me to explore in future videos. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you won't miss the most authentic and captivating stories from Reddit Echoes. See you in the next videos with new stories, new emotions, and new lessons. Always by your side on this journey of life discovery.